I'm Fiona Cameron. Follow me.
I'm Kathy Miles. Follow me.
My name is Yoko Isawa. Follow me.
I'm Jennifer Wall. Follow me.
My name is Logan Kirsten Murray. Follow me.
I'm Dot Sim. Follow me.
I'm Annabet Wyndham, and I'd call myself a jeweller and silversmith because I do a bit of both, really. I went to university, and while I was there I did ceramics and metalwork, and I got really into function, which started from the ceramics. Actually was a teapot project where we had to make a teapot, and then I decided at the same time when I had a project in metal that it would be good to link the two, so I started making implements for tea and made some infusers and then tea strainers in aluminium, and so that went very well with the ceramics, and my final project there was slip cast ceramics and the metal pieces that went with. So I didn't really do any jewellery at that point, and then I left college and realised that people are more likely to buy 5 pairs of earrings than 5 spoons, really. So from quite soon after I finished, I started doing both, and that's the stage I'm at now, after 10 years, I think it is, since I finished college. I'm going to show you the making of a tea scoop, which starts off with the making of the bowl part of the scoop. So before I can dome my silver disc, I need to anneal the metal. So that's enough. I'm just going to let the metal cool down, and then I'll use my doming block and punch. When I finished college, I had my degree show, and I remember my mum saying, "So now, dear, how are you going to make a living?" And I didn't really realise at the time, because I think it sent me into a flat spin, but in a way it was like a red rag to a bull. So I think I actually worked in a nursery school for a while and did some other jobs, but I'd been offered an exhibition straight after university the next Christmas, so I knew I had to keep making just to fulfil that agreement. So the transition was hard, really, from college to doing it full time. My metal's cooled down enough to put into the doming block. Oh, I need my ear defenders. So I use a metal hammer against a metal punch into my doming block. In a way, the jewellery and the silversmithing feed each other. With the jewellery, it's more of a playful area. You're using colour and shape and techniques, or use of wire or sheet in a more decorative sort of direction to adorn the body. But sometimes that can then feed the functional pieces. You know, could that sort of texture or that wire or be used in the silversmithing to make a functional piece. And the next part of the process is sanding my dome on the edges before I can solder it. So I attach some masking tape to the dome to give me a handle for when I'm sanding. I do spend most of my week and most of my year probably in the workshop. I'm in a group workshop of 11 people. So we're all squashed into quite a small space, and some of the equipment we share, some of it we might lend to each other. But it's fantastically supportive as well, because it means that when you do make something new and you're feeling a bit like, oh, is this a good thing or not a good thing, you've got an audience of people that are very supportive of you, but very honest. And so you can say, what do you think of this? And you get an instant reply. So it's a great space. Can be a bit noisy if there's lots of us in and we're all busy for a show. So sometimes the headphones have to go on, not just to hide the hammering, but hide all the rest of the noises that are around you. And sometimes you need to not be there and think about your work somewhere else, really. So after I've sanded the dome, I then take the rectangle of metal for the handle, I draw round the dome and then cut the part where the dome and the handle will fit together. And then I have to clean them ready for soldering. So I'll just clean with some water and some washing up liquid and some pumice. I make sure that my soldering edges are degreased. A couple of years ago I did a residency for 3 months in Australia, and it was a project that was looking at how an artist reacts to that sort of change in environment, and so that was fascinating and fantastic and scary and rewarding, and I had to do lots of things I don't normally do. I had to do lectures and talks, and but it also gave me, in a way, a kind of feeling of, well, what I do has value and is interesting to other people, and even if I'm not, you know, the most recognised maker in the country, it's interesting in another country to see what someone's doing a long way away, and it was great to sort of work with students, and they were very responsive, and work with other makers and meet lots of other makers, and that was a fantastic project, and I'd like to do something like that again, really. Well, to force oneself to have time away from your normal working practice and make time to be creative, because that's what I find the hardest thing, actually, is being in my own workshop and having to try and take time out from all the jobs there are to do there to make new work. You sort of need a sabbatical. Okay, so I'm ready to solder. I have my 2 parts, and I need to make up some borax and position my pallions of solder. I need some more pallions, so I'll just chop those. So I fill the back part of the scoop with pallions of solder. So it's ready to solder, and I need to heat it just to allow the water to be driven off, and then I'll heat it for some time till the solder runs. At the moment I've been enamelling in my jewellery, which was something I started when I went on my trip to Australia. But I've not used it in the silversmithing. I haven't quite sort of worked out how I would, or whether I want to, but that is something that I could look at next. Okay, and it's now in the pickle, and we need to wait till the flux has dissolved off the piece. It's hard to say what you need to be doing this sort of job, because I think all the people I've met whilst doing it